Hey, this is Mike with Tactical Wood Gas, introducing the Big Dragon reactor for our gas fire system. You've just pulled it out of the box, and there's a bunch of different pieces I want to describe to you and show how the thing works. Starting from the top, let me tip it toward you, there's a lid. Now the lid comes off gently with a screwdriver, and you set it aside. The lid is only for shutting the system down and for protecting it from weather. It's not for running the system. You take this off and you set it aside until you need to turn off the system. Looking at the top here, this is the area where the fan will connect, and I'll show that on a different video. On the top as well we have the shaker. Now when you're doing the burn and you want to clear the ash because the RPMs of your engine are going down, or you just want to occasionally do it just to keep it from coming down, you shake this back and forth, and I'll show you the action a little bit later on how that works. On the top here is the lid, and the lid has a ring. If you're not familiar with the lever lock, there's a safety catch here. You pull this piece up and then you flip the lever open. You push it all the way open and then you can take the ring off. So this is a lever lock for the lid. That frees up the lid to come off. Now the lid has the shaker handle coming through it, so what you have to do is rotate it off and then spin it up. Now it's come off. You can set that aside. And then we're taking a look on the inside. What we see on the inside here, this is the ignition port. This is the place, and I'll show you later on where you stick the ignition on the side. Well, I'll show it to you right here. Here's where you can ignite it, but I'll show you that again later. That tube comes in, and you fill this area, not to the top of the bowl here, but at least halfway up the side here. Keep it about an inch below the air bypass tube here. So up to about this level with your fuel. On the bottom here you see it's a stainless steel bottom for the reactor. We've tested, we've tortured, we've tried to get these things to burn out. Stainless steel is the way to go, and that's what we've stuck in there. I'm going to show you the action of the shaker. As I shake it, look down at the very bottom in the center. See the piece that goes back and forth? That's how you agitate the bottom of the fire and clear ash that has plugged it or may plug the bottom. So I'm going to turn it back up. So what else do we have on here? We've got a handle. Now the handle is an optional thing. If it's in your way and you don't want it, you can just clip it off. It doesn't serve any purpose other than carrying it around, which once you've set it up, generally it's going to stay in one place. Now we've got two ports. We've got a smaller port and a larger port. The small port is the ignition port. This is the one that I showed you on the inside that has a tube that goes into the very bottom of where the wood sits in the fuel part of the reactor, in the fuel hopper. What you do to take that off, and we ask you please, do it this way with double wrenches here. What you've got is very strong steel, and you've got lighter 26 gauge steel on the side. So you can wrench this thing hard enough to where you've mangled it. We're asking you to first get a pliers on the piece that's attached and hold that very securely, and then take another wrench to get it undone. When it arrives initially, you'll be able to undo that by hand, but as you use it, smoke will fill up the threads, and it'll become more difficult to take on and off. So you want this on tight enough that it doesn't leak out a whole bunch of smoke, but you don't want to over torque this thing. This is just to keep to mostly plug it. If you get a little bit of smoke out of there, it's not a big deal. It's more important that you not damage the unit. So we'll show you on a different video, but this is where you would stick the torch in order to get the thing lit. The other port is the output port, and this is the larger of the two. It's got a compression ring on there, and when we show how to connect the reactor to the cooler, we'll show how that fits in there and tightens up. But when you do this, it's the same thing. Use pliers to hold the base, and then another pair of pliers to tighten and loosen the compression coupler. This is a big unit. It seems like this is nice and strong, but remember, this is sheet metal, and you want it to last, you know, forever. So watch out for that. So I'm going to flip the thing over, and this is the bottom. The bottom disconnects the same way. You see in most of the units on YouTube that they've got a small port on the side, and that allows for ash cleanout. What we've done is said we want to give you the ability to maintain the thing and give you full access to the inside. So you pop the lever lock there, remove the ring, and take the bottom off. At this point, you can empty out the ash. Now, on the bottom here, you can see we've got over here, this is the exit port for the gas to come out and go across over to the cooler. This is the bottom of the shaker. I'll move that back and forth. You can see the action is pretty simple there. And then this is the ignition port coming into the base of the unit. So that's how the thing comes apart for cleaning and for maintenance. We're putting it back together. We've got the base here. When you put it back on, just make sure that it's flat all the way against the unit, all the way open here, and get it so that it's a nice good seal and you can easily flip it closed. Back over, and then to get this unit back on, you find the little hole that we've drilled in here. You match the hole to the inside of the unit, put the lever in there, and flip it around like this. Get it nice and firm. Again, open it all the way, get the ring nicely on there, close it, and then you can double lock it with the safety latch there, and then the lid. So that is all the pieces to the reactor and how all the stuff works.